You know what's wild? Most of us are out here living our lives like we're contestants on some invisible reality show, constantly worried about what they will think. And the funniest part? We don't even know who they are. Half the time, it's people we don't talk to, don't like, or don't even remember until our anxiety sends us their flashbacks like movie trailers. We act like one wrong move will make the entire world pause, zoom in, and judge us like Simon Cowell on a bad day. But spoiler, no one is watching you that hard. People are too busy stressing about their own lives. Today, we're breaking that spell. Let me guess, you're tired. Not physically tired. Well, maybe that too, but mentally tired of constantly adjusting yourself like you're on a never-ending settings menu. You walk into a room, and suddenly your personality becomes customizable. Volume +2, confidence -4, awkward laughter +7. And for what? To make sure nobody thinks you're weird? To avoid embarrassing yourself? To be the acceptable version of you that doesn't upset the mysterious committee of judgmental humans you've invented in your head? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You want to wear something you like, but then your brain becomes a CCTV operator. Wait, what will they say? You want to post a photo? What if someone thinks it's cringe? You want to start something new, gym, business, YouTube, whatever, but suddenly you imagine the entire world laughing at you like a sitcom audience. It's exhausting living like you're being watched 24/7 by people who aren't even watching you. And deep down, you know it. You know you've held yourself back from things that could have made your life better, simply because someone might roll their eyes for 3 seconds. You're tired of shrinking yourself, tired of waiting for approval, tired of overthinking every little move like every decision needs a board meeting. What you really want is simple: to breathe without fear, to act without permission, to live without feeling like you're one wrong step away from becoming a trending meme. You want to be yourself, loudly, quietly, weirdly, confidently, whatever your version is. You want a life that feels like you, not the adjusted version of you that the world demands. And the good news? You're not alone. And this video, yeah, it gets you. All right, let's talk about the biggest trap almost everyone falls into. Trying to live a life that looks good to others instead of a life that feels good to you. We all do it. Even the people who swear they don't care about opinions, spoiler, they do, they just pretend better. And it usually starts with one innocent thought. What will people think? Congratulations. You have just unlocked people-pleasing mode, also known as the world's most exhausting video game. Mistake number 1. Living your life like it's a public performance. You know how some people can't even eat in public because they think everyone is watching them chew? Like the world is secretly hosting a chewing Olympics, and they might get a low score? We behave like we're constantly on stage, even though the audience we imagine is mostly fictional. Real people are too busy overthinking their own chewing. Mistake number 2. Trying to be universally liked. Some people don't even like chocolate. Some people don't like puppies. Some people think pineapple on pizza is a personality trait. And you're trying to impress everyone? Impossible. You could save someone from drowning, and another person would criticize your swimming form. Mistake number 3. Taking advice from the wrong people. Want to start a business? Suddenly your entire family becomes Shark Tank judges. Want to hit the gym? Your unhealthiest friend gives you health tips. Want to pursue something creative? A cousin who hasn't taken a risk since birth tells you to be realistic. And we listen. Why? Because we think everyone else knows better, even when their own lives are held together with emotional duct tape. Mistake number 4. Confusing approval with happiness. We act like getting others' approval is the ultimate goal. But the funny part? You could get all the applause in the world and still feel empty. Why? Because approval doesn't fix the guilt of ignoring your own voice. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. Mistake number 5. Editing yourself 24/7. We tone ourselves down. We mute our opinions. We dress safe. We choose careers that sound impressive instead of fulfilling. We become diet versions of ourselves. Less flavor, fewer calories, zero satisfaction. And this is why the common approach fails. Because living for others is a full-time job, and it doesn't even pay. You end up tired, stressed, and disconnected from your own identity. All for the approval of people who will forget what you did in 3 minutes. Here's the thing nobody really says out loud. You don't actually want people's approval. You don't even want praise, applause, or a round of "wow, you're amazing." Although let's be honest, that part is nice. What you truly want is something deeper, freedom. The freedom to make choices without feeling like you're breaking some invisible rulebook written by society, relatives, coworkers, or random humans you'll never meet again. You want the freedom to be yourself without constantly checking if someone might judge you for it. You want confidence, not the fake kind that comes from compliments, but the real kind that comes from trusting your own decisions. You want independence, not just financial, but emotional. You want peace, peace from overthinking, from performing, from trying to keep up with expectations that honestly weren't yours to begin with. At the core, the desire to please others isn't about them liking you. It's about hoping their approval will make you finally feel enough. But here's the twist. You feel enough the moment you stop outsourcing your worth. That's the real goal behind everything you've been trying to do. Their preferences, their expectations, their imagination, their mood that day. No wonder your life feels chaotic. You're letting random humans write your character description. But the moment you say, "This is who I am, and this is what I want," the noise stops. People's opinions might still be there, but they won't matter, because clarity is stronger than judgment. Imagine being the kind of person who says, "I know what I'm doing," and actually means it. Do you know how unstoppable people become when they stop living for approval? Seriously, think of anyone you admire. Actors, creators, leaders, artists, entrepreneurs, athletes. They didn't become confident because people liked them. People liked them because they were confident. Confidence is not a reward. It's a starting point. It's a decision. I'm choosing me. So what's the core principle? Here's the big idea wrapped in one sentence. Your life becomes powerful the moment it becomes yours again. When you stop outsourcing your decisions. When you stop performing for spectators. When you stop adjusting your personality like a broken radio signal. You become grounded, rooted, centered, aligned, authentic, unshakable, not loud, not aggressive, not rebellious, just calm and deeply sure of yourself. Other people don't need to understand. They don't need to approve. They don't need to support. Because you've finally learned how to support yourself. Why this insight changes everything. Because the moment you shift from "what will they think" to "what do I want," you free up mental energy. You reduce anxiety. You move faster. You choose boldly. You live honestly. You grow naturally. You stop needing permission. You stop fearing judgment. You stop losing yourself in the noise of opinions. And here's the magic. When you live for you, the right people stay. The wrong people fade. Your life becomes quieter, but in a peaceful, focused, powerful way. No more emotional traffic. No more decision paralysis. No more mental gymnastics. Just clarity. Just freedom. Just you, finally showing up as the real you. And that version is unstoppable. You're getting ready to go out. You put on a shirt you actually like, your style, your vibe. You look in the mirror and think, "Yeah, this is me." But then, the mental committee wakes up. What if they think it's too bright? What if someone comments on it? What if I look weird? What if they judge me? Suddenly, the shirt you loved 5 minutes ago becomes a risk. So you take it off. You wear something safe, acceptable, normal. And when you finally reach the event, guess what? No one is even looking at your shirt. People are too busy worrying about their own shirt, their own impression, their own insecurities. That moment, right there, is the entire problem. You didn't dress for yourself. You dressed for an imaginary audience that doesn't even exist. Let's take it further. Someone asks you, "Do you want to eat here or somewhere else?" Your actual answer, "I hate this place." But your spoken answer, "Yeah, this is fine." Because you don't want to seem difficult. You don't want conflict. You don't want to be judged. So you sit there eating food you don't even like, pretending it's okay, laughing politely, agreeing with opinions you don't believe in, nodding at conversations you're not even mentally present for. Meanwhile, inside, you're shrinking, dimming, disappearing. And that's the painful truth. The smallest moments show how deeply we've learned to live for others. The real scene isn't dramatic. It isn't loud. It's silent. It's you abandoning tiny pieces of yourself over and over until one day you wake up feeling disconnected from your own life. But now imagine the same scene, rewritten. You wear the shirt you love because it makes you feel good. Someone might judge? Maybe. But their opinion belongs to them, not you. You say, "Actually, can we eat somewhere else?" Nobody dies. The world doesn't collapse. People adjust. And for once, you feel confident, not because others approve, but because you listen to yourself. It's small. It's simple. But it's real. This is what living for you looks like. Not dramatic rebellion, just tiny honest choices that build a life that finally feels like yours. Alright, enough philosophy. Let's talk about what you can actually do. Because knowing live for yourself is easy, but practicing it, that's where the brain goes. Can we not? So here's the simple, doable, zero-nonsense way to start living for you today. 1. Pause before you say yes. Most of us say yes faster than we refresh our notifications. Someone invites you somewhere? Yes. Someone asks for a favor? Yes. Someone hands you responsibilities that aren't yours? Yes. Here's the trick. Before responding, pause for 3 seconds. Ask yourself, do I want this? Or do I just want to avoid disappointing someone? If the answer is the second one, try saying no. Even a soft no. Your future self will send you chocolates. 2. Do one tiny thing daily that's just for you. Not a big thing. Not move to another city or quit your job and become a monk. Just one tiny choice that's yours. Wear what you like. Order the food you prefer. Take a 10-minute walk alone. Watch the movie you feel like watching. These tiny choices build self-trust like compound interest. 3. Question every should. I should study this. I should look like that. I should be doing more. Every time your brain says should, check who it belongs to. Society? Family? Random expectations? Or you? If it isn't yours, delete it like spam mail. 4. Set micro boundaries. You don't need aggressive boundaries like, leave me alone forever. Just small ones. I won't reply instantly anymore. I'm not available today. I need time to think. Tiny boundaries, massive peace. 5. Give yourself permission to be disliked. Not everyone will love your choices. Let them not. Your job isn't to be universally liked. It's to be authentically you. Think of it like this. You're not ice cream. You can't please everyone. And you're not supposed to. Alright, here's a little brain hack you can use anytime you feel yourself slipping back into what will people think mode. It's simple, fun, and surprisingly powerful. I call it the 2-seat theater trick. Imagine your mind is a tiny theater. There are only 2 seats inside. One for you, and one for someone else's opinion. Now here's the rule. Only one seat can be filled at a time. So whenever you catch yourself overthinking, what if they judge me? What if they don't approve? What if they think it's weird? Pause and ask, who's sitting in the second seat right now? Me? Or some imaginary critic? If it's someone else, kindly escort them out of your mental theater. Yes, gently grab that invisible person by the collar and say, sorry buddy, showing's full. Come back never. Then take the seat yourself. This visualization works because it forces your brain to notice. You can't live by your own voice and their opinions at the same time. Only one gets to stay. Use it whenever you hesitate, doubt, or shrink back. In a conversation, before a decision, while picking clothes, anytime. One tiny mental image, but it brings you back to center instantly. So here's the truth. Living for yourself isn't some dramatic rebellion. It's not cut everyone off energy. It's simply choosing you a little more each day. Tiny moments, tiny decisions, tiny boundaries. And slowly, your life starts feeling like it actually belongs to you. Because the real win isn't that people approve of you. It's that you approve of yourself. You trust yourself. You hear your own voice again. That's where confidence comes from. That's where freedom begins. And if this video helped you feel even 1% lighter, 1% clearer, or 1% more, hey, maybe I can live for me. Then stick around. There's a lot more coming. No pressure. No hard sell. Just more conversations like this, simple, honest, and hopefully life-changing in small ways. So if you want to keep growing with me, you can subscribe or watch another video. Your choice, truly. And that's the whole point, isn't it?